Welcome back to the channel where we delve into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. First up, we're diving deep into an intriguing coin from the world of Lincoln cents, the 1941 wheat penny with D mint mark and a very unusual twist. What makes this coin stand out is its fascinating silver shade, which is a highly uncommon variation in the world of copper-based pennies. Stick around because we'll also reveal its current collector's market value and why it's so sought after. The 1941 wheat penny is a part of the beloved Lincoln wheat cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. Most of these pennies are made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them their characteristic reddish-brown color. However, the coin we're talking about today is quite unique. This particular 1941 penny has a silver-like appearance, setting it apart from the typical copper penny. Now, before we get too far, let's clarify this isn't a penny made of silver. Instead, its unusual shade could be the result of a few different factors such as a minting error or environmental conditions. First, let's look at where this penny came from. It was minted at the Denver Mint, which is why it has the D mint mark, located just below the date on the front of the coin. The Denver Mint has been producing coins for the United States since 1906, and during the early 1940s, limited of Lincoln wheat pennies were struck there. So, why does this particular penny have a silver appearance? It could be due to a few reasons. Sometimes, pennies were struck on a steel or zinc-coated planchet during wartime, particularly around World War II, when the U.S. was conserving copper. Another possibility is a misstep during the minting process where a penny may have been struck on a blank intended for another coin, like a silver nickel or dime. Finally, there's always the chance of post-mint modifications, where collectors or hobbyists accidentally altered the coin's color through chemical exposure. Now, let's talk about the condition. The coin we're focusing on is in very fine condition. For those of you who might be new to the coin world, coins are graded based on how much wear they show from circulation. A very fine grade means this penny has clearly defined details, particularly around Lincoln's face and the wheat stalks on the reverse, but some light wear is visible, especially on the highest points of the design. Alright, now for the moment you've all been waiting for the value of this silver-shaded 1941 wheat penny in very fine condition on today's collector market. The value of this type of penny can vary significantly depending on factors like rarity, condition, and demand. A regular 1941 with D mint mark penny in very fine condition typically sells for $199,000. However, with the silver shade adding a unique appeal and mystery to this coin, it's a whole different ballgame. Collectors who are intrigued by mint errors or unusual coins might be willing to pay a premium for a penny like this. On today's market, a 1941 with D mint mark wheat penny with this type of silver appearance can fetch anywhere from $300,000, depending on how rare and well-preserved the silver shading is. The coin's unique look adds to its appeal, making it a sought-after piece for those who specialize in error coins or just love a good rarity. To put that in perspective, a regular 1941 with D mint mark penny without this silver tint is a common find, but when you add in the unusual appearance, it transforms into a rare and valuable collectible. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this is the kind of coin that tells a story and could make a fantastic addition to any collection. The 1941 wheat penny with a silver shade and D mint mark, a rare gem in the world of coin collecting. If you happen to come across one of these unusual pennies, it's worth holding on to. Its value could rise even more as collectors continue to hunt for these kinds of mint oddities. Remember, condition is key, and this one in very fine condition is a true beauty. Next up, we're focusing on a true American classic, the 1958 D wheat penny with a light brown shade in very fine condition. We'll break down its history, what makes it valuable to collectors, and of course, what it's worth today in the collector's market. So, if you're ready to dive into the details of this beautiful penny, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin content. Here it is, the 1958 with D mint mark wheat penny in all its light brown glory. This 1-cent coin is not just any regular penny, it's the last year of the iconic wheat penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. The D mint mark under the date tells us it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of 3 U.S. mints that produced these pennies. First, let's talk a little about the history of the 1958 with D mint mark wheat penny. The wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln wheat cent, was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse of the coin, which features Lincoln's portrait, was designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse showcases 2 wheat stalks, symbolizing America's agricultural history. The 1958 with D mint mark edition is significant because it was the final year these wheat stalks appeared on the reverse. Starting in 1959, the Lincoln Memorial design replaced Now let's talk about what makes this specific penny valuable: its condition, color, and mint mark. This coin is graded as very fine, meaning it has moderate wear but still retains all its key details. You'll notice the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, the clear separation of the wheat stalk lines, and the legible mint mark. And what really stands out, though, is its light brown shade. Copper coins naturally darken over time as they oxidize, but this one has developed a beautiful, even light brown patina that adds to its visual appeal. Collectors often seek out pennies with these natural toning variations because they enhance the coin's uniqueness. In addition to its condition, the D mint mark is a small but important detail for collectors. While Philadelphia and San Francisco also minted wheat pennies, the Denver minted 1958 edition had the limited mintage. And even with that, finding a coin in this state of preservation with such attractive toning is still a treasure for many. Alright, so we've talked about the history and the coin's physical appeal, but what you all want to know is, what is the 1958 with D mint mark wheat penny worth on today's collector market? First, we need to consider that coin values are heavily influenced by condition, rarity, and demand. For a 1958 with D mint mark wheat penny in very fine condition, the value typically ranges $83,000 for an average circulated coin. However, this particular coin with a light brown shade, especially in very fine condition, can fetch a premium. Light brown toning adds to the allure of the coin. Collectors who are specifically drawn to this unique coloration might be willing to pay more, while an average 1958 with D mint mark penny in very fine condition may sell for around $128,000. So if you're lucky enough to have a 1958 with D mint mark wheat penny with this beautiful light brown shade and in very fine condition, you could potentially sell it for several times its standard value. The key to getting the best price is connecting with collectors who appreciate toned coins and are willing to pay for that extra appeal. So to wrap things up, the 1958 with D mint mark wheat penny in light brown shade and very fine condition is definitely a collectible worth holding on to. It might be the rarest coin out there. Its historical significance, unique color, and fine preservation make it a desirable piece for many collectors. Whether you're looking to add it to your own collection or sell it to another enthusiast, this penny has a nice value in today's market, especially for those who appreciate the beauty of toned coin. Next up, we're diving deep into the 1942 wheat penny, specifically one in very fine condition with a light black shade and no mint mark. You might have one sitting in your collection right now, but do you know its real value on today's collector market? Let's get into it. Before we talk about the value, let's go over a bit of the history behind this coin. The 1942 wheat penny is a part of the wheat cent series that ran from 1909 to 1958. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this penny is named for the two wheat stalks that frame the reverse side of the coin. The obverse features the profile of Abraham Lincoln, making this one of the most beloved and iconic U.S. coin designs. Now, when it comes to coins, rarity and condition are everything. The coin we're focusing on today is from the Philadelphia Mint, which means there's no mint mark on the obverse under the date. This is typical for coins minted in Philadelphia. However, what makes your 1942 wheat penny special is its condition. A very fine condition means the coin has seen circulation but still retains sharp details. The wheat stalks on the reverse should be crisp, and Lincoln's features on the obverse should be well defined. There might be light wear, but overall the coin has maintained its quality. Another feature that adds character to this particular coin is the light black shade. While not a traditional tone, this can occur due to environmental factors like oxidation. Collectors sometimes find unique appeal in these color variations, giving your penny an extra layer of intrigue. So, what's the market value of this coin today? In very fine light black shade condition, a 1942 wheat penny without a mint mark can range anywhere $198,000 in value. Now, why is there still so much interest in wheat pennies, especially the 1942 series? Collectors love them because they represent an era of change in American history. These pennies were minted during one of the most tumultuous times in the 20th century, and owning one feels like holding a piece of history in your hand. So, should you hold on to your 1942 wheat penny or sell it? If you've got a beautiful specimen with that rare light black shade, you might want to hang on to it. As interest in numismatics continues to grow, the demand for unique and well-preserved coins is on the rise. That means your coin could potentially increase in value over time. But if you're ready to sell, now is a great time. There's a consistent market for wheat pennies, and yours could find a new home in the hands of a dedicated collector. Just remember to do your research, and if possible, get your coin appraised by a professional to unlock its maximum value. Next up, we're going to talk about a very special coin, the 1936 wheat penny, without a mint mark, particularly in very fine condition. This coin is a classic, and we'll explore what makes it valuable, what its current collector market value is today, and how you can maximize your returns if you own one. So let's get started. Before we dive into its value, let's take a quick look at the history behind this coin. The 1936 wheat penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The wheat penny design is characterized by two wheat ears on the reverse flanking the words 1 cent. This design was produced from 1909 until 1958, after which it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. The coin was minted during the Great Depression, a time when America was struggling economically. This gives the coin additional historical significance, as it represents a period of resilience and recovery for the United States. Now, what makes the 1936 version interesting is that it's an uncommon year in terms of mintage, and its condition in certain varieties can greatly influence its value. You might have noticed that the coin we're focusing on today has no mint mark. What does that mean? Well, if a coin has no mint mark, it was minted in Philadelphia. Just because it's uncommon does mean it's valuable. The key factor here is its condition. Now, let's talk about grading. The condition of a coin is crucial in determining its value. For this video, we're focusing on the 1936 wheat penny in very fine condition. In coin grading, very fine means the coin has light to moderate wear on the high points of the design. But all major details are still sharp and visible. For a 1936 wheat penny, you should be able to see Lincoln's cheekbone and jawline clearly, although they will show some wear. On the reverse, the wheat stalks will still be sharp, but some fine details might be worn. A coin in very fine condition holds more value than one in poor or good condition, but less than one in extremely fine or mint state condition. Collectors generally prefer coins in higher grades, but a well-preserved VF20 coin can still fetch a respectable price. So what is the current market value for a 1936 wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition? As of today, this coin is valued $265,000 in the collector market. That might sound like a huge amount. For the coin we're focusing on today, a very fine condition penny, the market value can fluctuate based on factors like collector demand, the overall coin market, and the rarity of similar coins in higher or lower conditions. However, this range gives you a good idea of what you can expect if you're looking to buy or sell one. If you have one of these in your collection or are looking to buy one, now you know what to expect in terms of value and market trends. Who knows, you might even find a rare variety like the double die obverse that can boost your coin's worth significantly. Next up, we're diving into a classic American coin that holds a significant place in the hearts of collectors, the 1956 with D mint mark wheat penny. We'll explore its history, how to assess its condition, and most importantly, its market value today. So let's get started. First, let's take a closer look at the 1956 with D mint mark wheat penny. Struck by the U.S. Mint in Denver, this coin is part of the iconic wheat penny series, which was produced from 1909 to 1958. The design features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, while the reverse displays two stalks of wheat, symbolizing the nation's agricultural heritage. To give you some perspective, during the 1950s, the U.S. was experiencing significant economic growth. The population was booming, and with it came an increase in the demand for currency. The minting of so many 1956 with D mint mark wheat pennies reflected this need. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. For collectors, understanding the grading system is essential. The term fine condition typically refers to a coin that shows moderate wear but still retains significant detail. In the case of the 1956 with D mint mark wheat penny, this means you should be able to see the outlines of Lincoln's features and some details in the wheat stalks. Coins in fine condition may exhibit some scratches or wear, but they are still very collectible. It's important to handle your coins with care, use gloves, and store them properly to maintain their condition. Alright, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for, the market value of the 1956 with D mint mark wheat penny in fine condition. As of today, you can expect to find these coins selling for anywhere from $89,000 in typical retail settings. However, factors like rarity, demand, and whether the coin is graded by a professional grading service can significantly impact its price. In recent years, interest in vintage coins has surged, and this has led to increased prices across the board. Some collectors are willing to pay more for coins in better condition or those that come from specific collections. So whether you're just starting your collection or you're a seasoned pro, the 1956 with D mint mark wheat penny is a coin worth knowing about. Its historical significance and affordability make it a great addition to any collection. Next up, we're diving deep into one of the most popular and sought-after coins in American numismatics, the 1944 wheat penny. This coin has captured the hearts of collectors for decades, and its value in the market today is something every coin enthusiast needs to know. Specifically, we'll be focusing on the 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition. We'll explore its history, what makes it special, and its big value in today's collector market. So, let's get started. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1944 coin, let's take a quick look at the wheat penny itself. The wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The obverse features a profile of Lincoln, while the reverse shows two wheat stalks, hence the name wheat penny. This design lasted until 1958, after which it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse. Wheat pennies are iconic, not just because of their design but also due to the historical period they represent. They were produced through 2 world wars and the Great Depression, making them a symbol of resilience and American history. Now let's zero in on the 1944 wheat penny. This coin was minted during the tail end of World War II, a time of great change for the United States. In 1943, pennies were made of steel coated with zinc because copper was needed for wartime efforts. By 1944, the U.S. Mint switched back to using copper for pennies. However, the transition wasn't entirely smooth, and this led to some rare and highly valuable error coins. But today we're talking about the standard 1944 wheat penny. The 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark was minted in Philadelphia, the primary mint at the time, and no mint mark was placed on these coins. When determining the value of a 1944 wheat penny, the condition or grade of the coin is incredibly important. The grading scale for coins ranges from poor to mint state. In today's video, we're focusing on the very fine grade, which is a mid-level grade. A 1944 wheat penny in very fine condition will show moderate wear on Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and hair, but most of the major details, such as his ear and the lines in his hair, will still be visible. On the reverse, the wheat stalks may show slight wear, but the lines and details will remain strong. Collectors value coins in very fine condition because they strike a good balance between affordability and preservation of detail. So, what's the big value of a 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition in today's collector market? The coin is exceedingly rare. Its historical significance and enduring popularity mean that it holds a solid place in the market. As of today, a 1944 wheat penny in very fine condition is valued at around $97,000. This may seem highest at first glance. A 1944 wheat penny in very fine condition may bring in a fortune, and it's certainly a good addition to any collection, especially for beginners. Its value will likely continue to appreciate highly over time due to its historical importance and steady demand among collectors. Plus, it's a great way to start building a collection of Lincoln wheat pennies, one of the most popular series in U.S. numismatics. For those looking for a bigger payoff, higher grade examples or rare error coins are where the real value lies. So it's always a good idea to keep your eyes peeled for those rare variants. So, there you have it. The 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition may be the rarest coin in your collection, and its place in American history and solid value in the collector market make it a gem for any coin enthusiast. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, the 1944 wheat penny is a piece of numismatic history worth holding on to. If you enjoyed today's video and found the information helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into coin collecting and market values. Let us know in the comments what you think about the 1944 wheat penny and whether you have one in your collection. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.